Suicide Squad, spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, go check out Steele's review on Steele the Show.
It's pretty good. Check it out.
Suicide Squad. What'd you think of it?
Well, I thought it was a good movie. It suffered from some of the sort of typical comic book movie tropes, like the blue light in the sky at the end, the villain we know nothing about, a lot of extra characters that are almost just sidelined. But overall, I did have a fun time with this movie. And you, what are your thoughts on this movie?
When I went into the theater, I saw the amount of hate headed towards this movie, and I was just like, oh, it's going to be a bad movie, really bad movie. I'm going to be very disappointed. Was not disappointed. Shut up, critics. Shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
Don't listen to the critics.
We know better than the critics.
We know better than the critics. This is a good movie. This is a fun movie. This is a fun summer movie. This is one of the best movies of the summer so far.
It is.
This is crazy what critics are saying. They say it sucks. They say it's this.
Worse than Fan-Forsted?
Worse than Fan-Forsted?
No way.
This is where spoilers are going to start. So, yeah.
Get out of here.
If you don't want to hear them, go check out his review.
Go watch the movie, too.
Check his review. Check his review.
Or check out my
Check his
review.
review.
Go watch the movie, check out my review, check out this review.
And then watch the movie again.
Like all of the reviews. Subscribe.
Sell out.
Buy a Loot Crate.
We're not sponsored. We're
Alright.
poor.
Deadshot, what'd you think of him? Pretty cool guy, isn't he? I like Will Smith in this movie. He
Will
was
Smith.
actually a really good fit for Deadshot.
Will Smith is the best.
He really
Let's be
is.
real here.
Like, he's guaranteed entertainment. If you're still not sure whether you're going to see this movie or not, Will Smith is guaranteed entertainment. You definitely got to see it.
If you remotely smile at Will Smith, just go see it. Go see it. Margot Robbie in this movie. What'd you think of her, Steele?
I think she's actually plays a really good Harley Quinn at the beginning of the movie. And towards the end, like, in the bar scene, I feel like that's where she tells El Diablo to own up to his losses and whatnot. I think that was, like, a really out-of-character moment for her. But I don't think it was Margot Robbie's fault. I think it was more of a studio interference thing is what it seemed like to me. What did you think?
It almost seemed like this movie was trying to go in one direction, like the comic book direction, but then possibly the studio got in the way and tried to make it more almost friendly towards the audience?
It was
family-friendly?
Yes, it was, especially from the first Comic-Con trailer that was released, it looked like the dark, dark movie. And the second trailer is more colorful and optimistic, and by the time you get to the third trailer, it's just completely colorful. A bunch of flashes of light, music, and that, I think, really resembles the final cut of this movie. El Diablo, though, he was pretty good, wasn't he? At the end, when he turned into the giant fire CGI monster, oh man, that was one of the best moments, honestly.
The CGI in this movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was impressive.
It was impressive.
I wasn't questioning any of it. I was like, yeah, that big, scary Egyptian-looking guy, he's really there.
One problem I have with this movie is kind of like the villain, like the Enchantress.
Yeah, that was a little much, wasn't it?
That was a
Cara
little
Delevingne.
much.
Chill out.
I almost feel like there was a point in this movie where it kind of dropped off. It was, they introduced all the people, they're getting them into the Suicide Squad, and then they're like, oh, shoot, we need a problem. And then they kind of just go off. It's kind of the typical superhero kind of plot.
To me, the Joker would have been a much better villain, much more suited for like the power set of these guys. Other than El Diablo, I feel like none of them are really equipped to fight this ancient witch. Captain Boomerang versus a witch. Like, what's he gonna do? He throws a boomerang. The Joker being the villain would solve that problem because his henchmen are then humans. He himself is a human and a lot easier to take down, more plausible for the Suicide Squad to take down.
This is kind of one of those movies that's kind of setting up the DC universe, or the DCU, as you hipsters call it. But there's several cameos from Batman, Flash.
The Flash cameo, that was a good cameo.
For
Zack
2
Snyder.
seconds. For 2 seconds.
Did you know Zack Snyder directed that scene?
Really?
Yeah.
Just that scene?
I mean, he probably directed other scenes, but he directed
Well,
that
Zach,
scene.
you better make a good Justice
Yeah,
League
freaking
movie.
Batman v Superman should have been as good as that scene. What's wrong with you? Zack Snyder. Ruining everything. Amanda Waller, she was pretty scary. I'm scared of her.
There's one scene that I don't agree with. It's when they go and they find out that Amanda Waller is the one the Suicide Squad is rescuing. And she kills everyone in that room.
She's vicious.
But it almost seemed like she wouldn't do that.
I feel like she would do that. The problem I have with that scene is that I think Rick Flag would be upset about that, and he's just kind of like, yeah, you get used to it.
We've all buried our mistakes. I'm Rick Flag.
Now, me, I've seen the movie 3 times. Not necessarily because I loved it. I think it's a good movie. But I've seen it with different people that wanted to see it. And after each time, the Joker only has like 7 minutes of screen time. But I've seen that 7 minutes 3 times, and I actually have faith in Jared Leto's Joker. I think that he's actually terrifying. Like, if I was talking to this guy in real life, I would be uncomfortable, terrified. He's unhinged, he's terrifying. Some of the things he does, I think, are studio interference once again, like messing with his performance, mashing together the wrong stuff. But he does seem to be a very promising Joker for this new DC universe.
The thing I want to see is more Joker.
Mm-hmm.
This is definitely not the movie. I feel like they made the right call on this for kind of keeping Joker back on this movie, kind of building up the hype. But Joker wasn't used a lot in this movie, which I don't like.
Yeah, I think that he's really just almost a side plot that doesn't tie in at all. The only thing that really needs to tie in is him rescuing Harley Quinn at the end. That would be as a setup for future movies. I think the rest of it really could be cut out of the movie and it wouldn't feel any different.
I almost feel like it was almost a selling point for this movie,
Mm-hmm.
as like, hey, we don't know any of these other characters. Maybe you've heard of Deadshot, maybe you've heard of Harley Quinn, but you've definitely heard of the Joker.
But then that character is really underutilized.
Very
Which
underutilized.
I guess is a good tactic because they're introducing you to all these other characters.
They're trying to build upon their
Mm-hmm.
universe, which is good.
I want to see. So that's been our thoughts on Suicide Squad. Once again, if you want to see my non-spoiler review and more of my thoughts on it, you can click the link in the description below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share. And as always, remember,
Steal the show.
Seriously, the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Nothing really matters.